Let's make cheese on a stick. How many of you have ever had a cheese on a stick or a cheese dog on a stick, whatever you want to call it? Growing up at the mall, the place that I wanted to go the most was the food court. In our local mall, the food court had a corn dog 7. We don't have that anymore, but it was my favorite place to go, and it was just a yummy treat that I really liked to have. And instead of a corn dog, it looked like a corn dog, but it was a big rectangle chunk of cheese that they dipped into their batter, deep fried it, and then you got to enjoy seeing all that cheese string out. It was so good. So I'm gonna try and recreate that. And in my mind, it was a little sweet, but a little corn dog texture. So I'm thinking these two just kind of need to merge together to create the coating, and adding an egg as a binder. So this is just the add water buttermilk cornbread mix. We're gonna try to keep this real simple. And this is just the add water pancake mix. So I'm gonna do, I believe, 2 parts of the pancake mix to 1 part of this. We're gonna add an egg and whip that up. I put this in the freezer because if I remember correctly, I remember seeing them pull these sticks out of either a freezer or a refrigerator, because you need them to be really cold so that the cheese doesn't ooze out while it's frying. So I'm gonna cut these in blocks, and I'm going to try and put it on my stick here. And then I'm going to roll it in my mixture and put it in my hot grease that I'm about to go heat up over there. And so again, I have not done this, but I'm just gonna do it in a little small pot like this so it doesn't take a lot of oil, because I'm only gonna make 4 of these. And so we're gonna get started on that. And I don't think I'm forgetting to tell you anything. Let's try this. Okay, I have my grease over there heating up. I already put some paper towel on a plate because it's always important to have something ready for whenever they are finished cooking. You can just put them over on the plate to drain the grease. I have my knife ready, and I think we need to cut these in about 1-inch rectangles. All right, gotta get aggressive with the cheese. If these turn out, I'm gonna be so excited. It was so good to have cheese on a stick. They are just so yummy. They also had good corn dogs. Okay, so I only have 2 sticks. We dipped some caramel apples for Halloween, and I actually bought these at the Dollar General. I think they came maybe 6 to a pack, and they were back in the crafting section. So look for sticks like this. Make sure they're wooden, make sure that they're not plastic, because we are putting this in hot grease. Uh-oh, it's splitting on me. Okay, I'm not going any further. I'm just gonna have to be really careful when I dip that. Boy, that is trying to crack. So this may be a hot mess, but that's okay. Okay, let's do 1 cup of the pancake mix. Close enough. 1 cup of the pancake mix and 2 cups. Let's just use this one and fill it about half full. Like so. And then let's go ahead and mix that first. Make sure it stays really thick, a really thick batter. So let's go ahead and add our egg, because that's definitely a liquid that's going to thin it out. Kind of break up that yolk in there. Okay, now I'm just gonna add half a cup of water at a time until we get a nice thick batter like I remember seeing them dip their cheese sticks in. You can tell it's gonna take a little more. That's looking perfect. So I want you to see that, how thick it is. That's kind of what we're looking for. Okay, because we want a good coating on that cheese. So we're gonna let this rest for about 5 minutes. Clean up my mess here while my oil is still heating up, and when it gets to a good temperature, we're gonna dip these bad boys really good into this and put them right into that grease. So let's hope and pray it turns out, because I'm so excited about them. We are going to take our cheese on the stick and we are going to dip it in the batter that we just created. And with that little spoon, we're gonna make sure that that batter is around the top really nicely, just closing off any areas so you can't see any of the cheese. And then quickly put it in your hot grease. After trial and error, each one needs to cook for 2 minutes and 30 seconds. While they are cooking, I am just going to continuously spin my stick so that they cook evenly. I also learned after cooking 3 of these that you did not need to freeze the cheese. You do want it to be cold but not frozen. This will also make it so much easier to cut it and to get the sticks to go in. And you won't have a problem with the cheese trying to crack so badly like you saw whenever I was using the frozen ones. That's how we learn though, is with trial and error, and we just now know not to make that mistake again. After 2 minutes and 30 seconds, look how pretty this is. That's a mini cheese on a stick. We'll call it a pup. That's a cheese pup. Cheese pan pup. I don't want to burn my fingers. Oh yeah, look at that. Ooey gooey. That's what we were looking for. So it only took me 4 to realize you don't want to freeze your cheese. You just want to use cold cheese, wide enough to put a stick in there gently. And that's gonna be so good. That reminds me of a corn dog 7 cheese on a stick, guys. You've got to try that.